Okay, here we go. Substitution method. Again, review. We should have done this pretty much towards the end of last year. This is one of the last things you covered. I know it was the last thing we covered. So I want to make sure you guys are understanding how to do these. I'm going to give you 4 steps to follow. If we follow these 4 steps, we're going to be fine. We're going to be able to use it all the time. Okay, we're going to use this as our practice problem. It's going to help us out. So, no worries. So here we go. Here we go. Let it work its thing. Append. Thank you. Froze. Let's try it again. Oh, sorry. Desktop. Come on, this area. There we go. There we go. Now, we're going to go these step by step. I'm going to use different colors for these to help you guys out. Substitution is a way to solve systems by algebra. And that's exactly what we got to do. The first step I want to do is find single variable. We want to be able to identify the variable that by itself is going to help us determine what that solution is going to be. In this case, in our problem to the right, what is our single variable? It's going to be what? It's going to be y, because y is by itself. Y is represented by an equation 3x. So this is what we're going to substitute into our equation. Now, second step is to plug single variable into the other equation. So we're going to take that value, we're going to take that single variable. In our case right here, it happens to be y, which is represented by 3x. And we're going to take that and plug it into the y down below. So I'm going to plug it into that little equation, or I'll do it on the top. I'm going to plug it into that little equation. This is going to give me, we're going to bring down the 5x because that doesn't change. I'm going to bring down that positive, bring down that 2. It's going to be multiplied by our y, which happens to be not 3y, 3x equals to 44. Now, one thing that I've covered with these guys as I did my last period, we're just solving 2 3-step equations, multi-step equations. So if you're not good at that, you got to get good at it. Okay, if you need more practice, let me know. One of the things that we go over with them is don't call Mexico after midnight. It's the way to solve them out. It's distribute, combine like terms, move small value of x, okay? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. If you do that, it's kind of like PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Same thing. Same kind of idea, okay? Our third step, so we're going to do that. I'll write those down next in the next slide. Our third one would be to solve variable for solution solve variable for our solution to our system. Okay, to our system. So let's go ahead and solve this out. 5x just brought down. 2 times 3x gives me 6x. Bringing everything else down. We are going to combine like terms. 5 and 6 is 11. And then we want to divide out. X will be equal to 4. Now this is the start of the problem. We're not done yet. Just as we were to graph it, we have an X point and we have a Y point. So we got to do something else. Our last and final note for this is to plug solution into any, we make that with a capital, equation. And what I mean by that is we're looking at the top two here. We want to be able to plug into either the top one, y is equal to 3x, or the bottom one, 5x plus 2y is equal to 44. Now, is there a preference? Absolutely. You can have your own. My suggestion is use easy equation. Whatever you deem to be the easiest. It don't matter to me, but it's the same kind of idea. Whichever one makes it easy for you is going to be the one that you want to use. Now, for just practice terms, I'm just going to do one of them. What do you think is the easiest one to use? The top, right? It already has the isolated variable. There's no adding or subtracting. It's just multiply once, done. We're going to take my 4. I'm going to plug it back into the one up on top. So I'm going to take that y is equal to 3x. I'm going to plug in 4 for my x. What's 3 times 4? 12. And that's it. We're pretty much done. The only thing I want to be able to see here is just how we wrote a coordinate point, because that's exactly what we're doing. If we were to graph these two, we would write it as 4, 12. And that is our coordinate point that will represent the intersection or solution to our system. Done. Circled y, plugged it in, solve for variable, plug back in. Done. So we're just using those 4 just to solve. Cool beans? Cool beans. You guys sound so excited to be here today on your first week of school on a Thursday. Just be happy. Tomorrow you get late day, so we start an hour later. How about that? Say what? You still have to be. I still have to be here. You guys don't. Come in and walk in with your Starbucks. Okay, here we go. We're going to do more of these practice problems to kind of review. So we're going to look at how these are done, how we apply them, our problems. Okay? So these are ones down below. Let's begin. What's my first step? Find the single variable. What is going to be my single variable? X. It's already by itself. We're good to go. Beautiful. Second step is to plug single variable into the other equation. So whatever x is supposed to equal, we're going to let 4y equal minus 3 equal to that. So we're going to do minus 2, 4y minus 3, plus 3y is equal to 11. Step number 3. Solve for variable. Okay. First step is to use distributive property. So we're going to distribute these into our terms. Negative 8y plus 6 plus 3y is equal to 11. We're going to CLT which is combined like terms. Negative 8y plus 3y are the like terms, so we're going to add those up or group them. It's going to be negative 5. Subtracting out 6 from both sides. Negative 5y is 5. Divide out by 5 to both sides. Y is equal to negative 1. Am I done? What should I do? Plug it back into top or bottom, right? Top or bottom, right? Whichever one's easier. In this case, which one's easier? Why do you say the bottom? Smaller? I can go with smaller. It looks easier to solve, right? The top one, you have to do a little bit subtracting to both sides, dividing out to both sides. The bottom one, we just plug in once, multiply, and then subtract. It's easy. So we're going to take it. I'm going to use the bottom one down here. This is going to give me x equals to, let me kind of rewrite this and kind of be able to show you guys all these. We're going to get x is equal to 4 times negative 1 minus 3. X is going to be negative 4 minus 3, or x is going to be equal to negative 7. Am I done writing it that way? How do I want to write it? Coordinate points, right? As in negative, comma, beautiful. You guys are awesome. So that's our coordinate points for those. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Questions so far? How do you guys like the way we're doing this? Is it pretty good? You guys like it? You guys feel like you're doing good? Yes? My daughter's getting to the point where they're like, are you okay? And she goes, yes. And then she'll sit there and look at you and roll her eyes. I'm like, oh, rolling her eyes at me already. Can't believe it. It's cute, but I'm like, oh, don't you do that to me. She does it. It starts early. Okay, here we go. I'm going to erase this a little bit of it just so I have more room to draw. First step, finding the single variable. What's my single variable? X. Second step, plug it into the other equation. This is represented by 5y, so we're going to write 5y minus 1 plus 2y is equal to 13. Third step, solve variable for solution. So I'm going to write this, I'm going to join these two. 7y minus 1 is equal to 13. 7y, we're going to add 1 to both sides to get 14. Dividing both sides out, we're going to get 2. Now, if you were to show this on a test and you showed this amount to work, I'm okay with that. If you know how to manipulate already and know how to solve these out a little bit quicker than most, I'm okay with that. This is enough work for me. I can see where you're logically going. Okay, does that make sense? I'm not too much of a stickler like, you didn't show your subtraction signs. Like, oh. For one thing, I'm not going to catch everyone doing that. And the second thing, I'm going to pick my own fights. And being able to show subtraction is not one of the fights I want to pick. Okay. Are we done? What should we do? Any equation. Now, this one's top or bottom? Top, tippy, tippy, top. We're going to do x is equal to 5. My y is 2 minus 1. 10 minus 1. 9. My solution? It's going to be 9 comma. Why is it not 2 comma 9? Y always goes last. Input x, output y. First is x, last is y. Cool beans? Cool beans. Is it Thursday? Is this why you guys are so quiet? You guys just tired? I'm tired too. I try to have pizzazz with you guys. Try. Gotta make your guys' quiz today. Here we go. Last one here. Now, we're getting this one to be our little bit trickier problems. We want to be able to see the following. First thing to do is to do what? Find the single variable. Now, with this kind of problem, we got to look at something with this. This is the one I put it on there for a reason. Look at my y. Is it isolated already? It's by itself, but it's not isolated, right? We want to be able to have y by itself to one side. So what do you think I've got to do? Move the negative 4x to the other side. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to add 4x to both sides. And this is going to give me the equation. These are going to cancel. I'm going to get y is equal to 4x plus 4. And this top part now is just going to go away. So I'm just going to... So we had to add an extra step to that. What's my isolated variable that we found out to be? So what should I do with it? Plug it in. So we're going to plug it in. We're going to get 2x plus 2 times y, which happens to be 4x plus 4, equals to 13. Third step is to solve for single variable. 2x plus 8x plus 8 is equal to 13. Combine like terms, we're going to get 10x plus 8 is equal to 13. 10x is going to be equal to 5. We're subtracting it to both sides. Dividing both sides out, we're going to get 1/2. Or 5 over 10, which becomes 1/2. Now, on tomorrow's quiz, I will not give you something with a fraction. I promise I will not. No, I don't like fractions. Kids just have a difficult time with them. If you take integrated 3 or pre-calc with me, then we'll do them. You know, but this is an easy one, so I'm going to try to do it. We're going to take our equation, and what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in. I'm going to plug this 1/2 into the term up here. Y is equal to 4 times 1/2 plus 4. What's 1/2 of 4? 2 plus 4. Beautiful. Y will be equal to 6. My solution is going to be 1/2 6. Questions? Can I give you guys one to try out? Don't all shout at once. You guys are too loud. I know you guys are too loud right now. I'm going to have you guys do one problem, and then I'll give you guys your homework. Cool? There you go. Okay, here we go. Try this one out. This is one of the trickier problems. I'm going to go ahead and change it around for you just so it helps you out. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to change one of these problems to y is equal to negative 2x minus 8. So I'm going to eliminate that last one. So try that one out for me. Those are your two that you want to look at. -2, -4.